Hey listeners! After this episode was recorded, the ACE Tour dinner time changed to 6:30 p.m., not 6 p.m. as mentioned in this episode. Thanks!
Hi everyone, thanks for joining us on our 5th episode of
Pharm Girls!
Yeah. So today we're going to share a little bit about what we've been up to.
Yeah, you bet. We're going to share a question that the Board of Pharmacy shared with us.
Of course, we have some
Pharm facts. Yeah.
And we have a great VIP today, very important pharmacist,
Yes.
Raj Selvaraj.
Right.
I'm going to get that one time, who is our new fellow. So
Yes.
we're super excited to have him on the podcast and super excited to have him start working with us.
We were. And we're going to tell you a little bit more about the ACE Tour, too. So, yeah, looking forward to today's episode.
Yeah, perfect.
Lots going on.
Lots going on. Okay, so what have we been up to? I was in Kearney recently at a hospital conference with a booth there letting people know about the statewide Narcan program.
Right.
So we were talking to people who might have clinic pharmacies to let them know that they could sign their pharmacies up for the Narcan program. And then also talking to people that are just in those communities to let them know that they could also speak to their pharmacies there to let them know about the program so we can help get signed up. So we made a lot of good contacts there, which was great.
Yeah.
I also visited 9 pharmacies in Kearney that are all participating in our meds disposal program. So that is great. It's great to get out and see people out in their pharmacies now, hear what they've been up to, what's bothering them, what they're feeling great about right now in pharmacy. And we're going to be continuing to do that throughout the state. So we'll tell you a little bit more about that when we do the ACE Tour.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, so yeah, you went to the Pharmacy Expo in Iowa.
I
Tell us a little bit about that.
I did. You know, it was really great. The Iowa Pharmacists Association opens up their conference to the surrounding states. And so I did go there. There were some really, really great speakers, lots of great speakers. And one of whom we hope to have at the Fall Forum.
Yes.
Yeah, in October.
Yeah, exciting.
Yeah. And that person talked about stress in the workplace. So.
Oh, nice, which is, again, a big topic.
It's
we
a
keep
huge
saying
topic,
that, but it
right.
hasn't become not a topic yet. That's what we're hoping for. Someday we won't have to talk about it anymore.
Right. That's exactly true.
So we're also doing some ads right now that are about vaccine hesitancy within the Native American and African American communities. That's where we found the hesitancy was the highest in Nebraska. So we're trying to get more information out to people so they feel better about getting vaccinated.
Right.
So we're working with some fabulous pharmacists on these commercials, and we're excited to share them with everyone once they're done. And we want to thank you, or send a thank you out to, I'm probably going to slaughter the names here.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah.
Amadou, we believe, Kako, and Kateri, who are all pharmacists in Omaha.
Yes.
So watch for them. They've given us some input on the scripts that we're doing, and then are going to be in the commercials too.
Yeah. So it's not too late to vaccinate, Nebraska. That's our
new slogan.
That's the slogan. Not too late to vaccinate.
Yeah.
So
there's still time.
yes.
Unfortunately, it's not gone yet. So.
No.
Yeah.
Nope. Still battling COVID. We had some new students start on rotation with us in June. So excited to see their articles.
Yes.
Those will be available later this year in the Nebraska Mortar and Pestle. You know, that's a member-only magazine where we offer continuing education and lots of other great tidbits of information.
Right.
It's an amazing member benefit, which you can earn continuing education hours for that. So
right. And that is digital and you can get it in the mail also.
Right.
But,
you can get it in paper. That's right. So let's talk, while we're talking about the Mortar and Pestle, let's talk a little bit about what's in the May-June issue
that's
of
coming
the
out.
Mortar and Pestle. Yeah. We've got good CE, really great CE articles that are accredited for both technicians and for pharmacists.
Right.
Yeah.
And so some of those that we've got law, issues and prescription adaptation.
Right.
Drug interactions with urine drug monitoring and insulin pump technology.
That's right. 3 great articles, good information, up-to-date information.
Right.
I love that.
Right.
You know, the hottest and latest and greatest.
Right. And written by our students that come to work on rotation with us. So it's cool. It's cool to work with them and get their ideas and then see that come out into an article. So
Yeah, it's always great to see the
and it's
finished
a big
product.
thing for them too.
Yeah, they do like being published, so
Yeah.
that is really cool.
Yeah. So what else? What has our board been up to? That's something sometimes we don't really talk about that all the
Right.
time. But what have we been up to with our board right now?
Sure. The NPA Board of Directors is comprised of pharmacists and a technician member. The pharmacist and technician, all of these people practice in all areas of Nebraska: hospital, community, independent chain, academia, all kinds of different areas. And so they are just an incredible group of people, very eclectic bunch. So all kinds of different experiences. And, something that came up at the last board meeting that I think is really important that it has been brought to the forefront is, how are we going to address workforce issues in pharmacy as we move forward? And there's a desire to do some strategic planning for the profession. So, so we're hoping that we can do some planning that will help boost the number of people that are interested in going into pharmacy, as well as people that want to be pharmacy technicians and the career ladder that a pharmacy technician can achieve. So all very good stuff. Very, very good stuff.
Yes. And then the work groups also, which to participate with the work groups, you do need to be a member of the NPA also, which is it's a great way. A lot of people want to kind of join in and figure out how can they help? What can they do to help with the profession? And this is one way, being a member of the NPA, but then also being in some of these work groups. So you can actually help and see what changes you can make.
Right. The work groups is a bunch of like-minded individuals that are interested on a topic that get together and discuss these different topics. So we have a work group on provider status. There's a lot of really neat things that are already going on in Nebraska.
Right.
And how provider status will help advance those initiatives. We have a work group around medical cannabis. And that work group is going to meet again here shortly to kind of talk about what's going on with Delta THC 8, 9, and 10.
Yeah, that's always a hot topic, especially in Nebraska. So
we're going to review the laws and see what that's all about. We're going to talk about the language that's in the petition that's being currently circulated for signatures. So just kind of an update on what's going on in medical cannabis. We have people in our work group that are on both sides of the issue. As far as whether they are pro medical cannabis or they don't support it. But one thing we do support for sure is that if it's going to be treated as medical cannabis, it's going to be treated like a medicine, then we know that the pharmacist needs to be involved.
Right.
There's so many drug interactions with cannabis, and the best care for the patients is to make sure that's examined, and so that we know about whether the blood levels will be higher or lower based on the other drugs that the patient is taking. So.
Nice.
Yeah. We have had our pharmacy technicians get together and talk about workforce wellness. So important. And doing what we can to improve the workplace for our pharmacy technicians, because a lot of technicians have very difficult jobs. Very difficult jobs and
stressful right now.
Very, very stressful. So stressful. And we recently had a speaker who said a pharmacist is only as good as their technician, and I really liked that. So, making sure that our technicians are taken care of and are really comfortable with what they're doing and confident with what they're doing, and letting them know how important they are to providing care in Nebraska is just super important. Yeah, and then one more work group. So many work groups. So many meetings we get to attend. And. But getting on our work group is a great way to get involved in just a small way.
Yes. And again, like you said, it's very specific. So if you have something specific that you're passionate about, it's a great way to get involved and have some say in that.
Absolutely. Yeah. We're going to get together the group of people that are interested in PBM legislation and kind of regroup. We passed the bill, and that is super exciting and wonderful, but it's kind of like, okay, now what? What are our next steps? So,
and I will say that is one thing that people bring up a lot when we are on pharmacy visits is the PBM. So even though we passed a bill, there's still more work to be done.
I think you're right.
Pharmacists are still wanting us to do a little bit more. So
yeah, and this work group will discuss what are those next steps, what are our next priorities.
If that's important to you, and you're a member, join one of these work groups. So
absolutely. Absolutely.
Or become a member if you're not. And
absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, so we've got a question. So tell us a little bit about the question that the Board of Pharmacy brought up to us.
Sure. There was a practice question discussed at the last Board of Pharmacy meeting on May 9th here in Lincoln. And the question was, when we're transferring prescriptions between community pharmacies, when you transfer it via fax, is that considered direct communication? And direct communication is one of the requirements of the law to transfer a prescription.
Okay.
To transfer a prescription for refill purposes. There has to be a direct communication, pharmacist to pharmacist or intern to pharmacist, either way. So after the board members discussed this, they did agree that for all prescriptions to be transferred, there still needs to be a conversation between pharmacists, between transferring pharmacists or interns to identify the sending and the receiving parties.
Okay. So you can't just fax it and forget it.
No. They can't just say, well, we're going to send this over to, our other pharmacy and they can fill it over there. There needs to be some kind of a phone call communication conversation. And that's kind of how it all starts. It'd be like, hey, I don't have this drug. Can I send it over to you and you fill it for the patient or for whatever reason?
Right.
Or did you get a prescription for patient so-and-so at your place?
Okay.
Or they're here now and they want to get it today. So so there is almost always a phone conversation, and I know that there is a requirement to record who is receiving the prescription information, the pharmacist's name or intern's name, and then who is transferring that information. So you have to know that anyway. So the whole point is that just sending a fax alone is not sufficient to meet the requirement of direct communication, which is required in the law. So
perfect. Little tidbit of
information.
And don't forget that if you have a question or you're curious about something, there's no dumb questions.
Right.
And Marcia is always here to answer questions or figure out the answer for you. If she's not sure, she'll get the answer for you. And then we can share it on the show also, because someone else probably has the same question out there. You're not the only person who probably is wondering. Reach out to us, and then you can always win a free tumbler also.
That's right.
If you send us a question. So
That's right.
yeah. And now it's time for Pharm Facts. So now we're going to have a little Pharm Facts. Okay, so normally I'm always Googling around, as we do, to figure out what's our pharm fact for the day. Which also, if you had a great pharm fact that you think we need to know, let us know that too. If you have something great that you've got in your memory down in the old brain, let us know. So I came across an article about medicine shows of the past, which we kind of have touched on that a little bit about the cure-alls. So, where people are selling all sorts of cure-alls for different ailments, weight loss, what have you, for all the things. And then it was talking about legitimate medicine back in the day, like using mercury and arsenic to treat syphilis, which sounds crazy to us now.
That doesn't sound legitimate.
No, but but it was before penicillin was invented. And so then at the end they were talking about, well, really, will that be any different for us in like 50, 75, 100 years? And I was thinking, that's true. Like today on social media, on the internet, people have all sorts of things you can buy to get skinny, to lose weight,
That's true.
Stick on you, wrap on you, whatever.
You're right.
Oils that you're gonna put everywhere to do something with. So really it's that much different because they're also making money off that. Most of the people are.
I hadn't thought about that.
Right, yeah. And then someday, they were saying, will people be doing their podcast, I thought on Mars maybe, talking about how crazy it was that we pumped people full of chemo. Because now they have some brilliant medicine that, that cures cancer or treats cancer or something. Will we think it's crazy, or they'll think it's crazy that Botox gets rid of a headache and your wrinkles, which I've jumped on the Botox wagon for headaches.
Right.
And then I realized I couldn't hardly raise my eyebrows anymore. Or make my one eyebrow go up like I used to let people know I was serious. Now I can't. But it's all kind of relative because we think the things in the past were like, oh, well, that was ridiculous.
Why'd
Are
we do that?
someday they're going to think like, well, that was ridiculous. What were they thinking?
Absolutely. Someday they're going to think that.
Yeah. So that was kind of my pharm fact today as I'm looking up all this stuff and I'm thinking, oh, well, that was crazy. And then I'm like, okay, well, we're probably going to be saying that later too.
I agree. You're right.
That was crazy. So,
right.
But yeah, if you have any fun pharm facts, let me know.
Yes.
Because I'm always searching away for them.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Today, our very important pharmacist is our new fellow. We're so excited to have him on today. Shailendra Selvaraj, who is a recent graduate from the University of Nebraska Medical Center College of Pharmacy, where he served as the regent for the Kappa Psi Pharmaceutical Fraternity. He was the co-founder of the Omaha Hand Sanitizer Organization and Project Rural Outreach Patient Education, Project ROPE. Hopefully he'll tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And congrats.
Yeah.
On being a doctor now.
Yeah, that's right.
Doctor
yes,
of pharmacy.
That's awesome.
Absolute pleasure to be here.
Yes. Raj is originally from Kuala Lumpur. Sorry.
Yeah, there you go. Both of them sound right. Both of them are good.
Malaysia, yeah.
Yeah, Malaysia. He moved to Kansas City in 2001 and lived there ever since, with the exception of pharmacy school, right?
Correct. Yeah, moved up to Omaha to start the doctorate path.
Nice.
That's awesome. Well, welcome.
Yes, and so I love this. His future personal plans include planning a super fun wedding next winter and providing a luxurious lifestyle for his kitty Jinxie, which I understand.
He needs it. I'm only in school for her.
Right. Yeah. That's what me and Matt, we just work for our cats to have a nice lifestyle. Yeah. So I was like, well, I like him already, so he can come work for us. So we're good.
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's start with some questions.
Yeah. So Raj, I love pharmacy stories. You know that. So share with us when you decided to go to pharmacy school and why pharmacy.
Yeah, great question. So first off, thank you so much for having me. Absolute pleasure to be here. But why pharmacy? I absolutely loved science and math. I feel like those always came naturally to me. As for history and English, don't look at my AP scores. They were very low, very, very low to say the least. Did not get college credit for that. But I thought I'd combine those two passions, and I really loved the patient interaction of it. And kind of combining those two, I found pharmacy. And a lot of people have always asked me, well, why not medicine? Why not become a physician? I loved that path too, and it was fantastic. But I really like the more chemistry side of it, how the drugs work, why it works. The advances the pharmaceutical industry has made in the most recent years, shadows what it's made in the past decades. The advances we've had coming up is insane that every day I feel like there's a new drug in the pharmacy. That's kind of how I found my path in kind of the pharmacy space. And after speaking more with both of you guys, all of my mentors I've had at UNMC, I've kind of fallen in love with the career path.
That's
Good.
awesome.
I love that. Okay, so you're out of school and you picked to work with us.
He chose that.
Yeah, he chose
it.
Yeah.
So, contracted in. We're locked in for that.
Poor Raj.
So what are you looking most forward to about working at the association?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to just meeting so many people from different walks of life, but then really understanding kind of the legislature part of it, like Marshall and I talked about this morning, as well as seeing how far we can push pharmacy practice. I knew I wanted to pursue a non-traditional path in pharmacy, and this was a fantastic first step to really explore the career options that I can pursue, as well as maybe some of my peers, incoming P1s, or even, individuals in high school or colleges that don't really know what they can accomplish. I want to show them that this is what pharmacists can really do and really push the envelope in this position.
Nice, yeah. Which is cool because I think especially younger people like you're talking about may have no idea. Actually,
Right.
A lot of people probably have no idea what a pharmacist actually does or what all a pharmacist can actually do, what all careers that could even that you can even go into. So
Yeah. I don't think I've told you this.
okay.
I'm going off script.
Okay.
So when I was little, I thought that the pharmacist got like your lab tests and your lab values, and then they made that medicine just for you.
Oh, yeah.
That's
that would be
what I thought
cool,
happened.
But, I guess I guess someone gives them the lab results. In some cases, they make it specifically for you.
It had my name on it.
Yeah, right. So you were like, these are big deal.
That's so funny. Piggybacking off that, prior to pharmacy school, actually did not know there were pharmacists in the hospital.
Oh, sure. Yeah. They're not
okay.
very visible, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. People probably don't even realize that's where that's coming from. Yeah.
Right. So I was like, where are the meds coming from? I was like, well, maybe it's just somebody else doing it. So thankfully, never been in the hospital admitted, so never saw it. Because the only experience that I had with pharmacists prior to school was, I would get sick, be on some antibiotics, or get some allergy medication. And that was really how I understood pharmacy, which is not entirely true. That's merely a tip of the iceberg of what the career path is. So kind of finishing school, starting this non-traditional path, it's opened my eyes to all the things pharmacists can do and so much more.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
We're excited.
Yeah, I know that school has really prepared you for the future and telling you what the future holds for pharmacy and medicine. What's exciting to you about the future of pharmacy as far as, where things are going?
Yeah, so a little bit of a secret here. One of the other career options I was exploring was the digitalization of the pharmacy space. So we know like Amazon's really a huge player in the space as well, but seeing how far medication delivery can go in some of our rural patient populations and giving them access to adequate and proper patient care is really exciting for me. Because coming from a big city like Kansas City and then moving up to Omaha, the accessibility is there. You can't throw a stone without hitting like 4 pharmacies on the way. But once you start to go west and you get into a little bit more rural population, accessibility, affordability, it's not always there. So just seeing the expansion of pharmacy, whether it be small independent retail pharmacies or even large pharma corporations that are starting to move into the Midwest, is very exciting for me.
Nice. Awesome. Yeah, and it's kind of crazy because I think because we're all from bigger cities, we don't even think about like where would you get your prescription at?
Right.
Right.
If there wasn't a pharmacy
like you
in
said,
town.
you can throw a rock and hit one or pick one on every corner here.
That's right.
But as we're getting ready to travel, and I'm kind of planning out what we're doing, some counties don't have a pharmacy, and it might be, an hour and a half from one pharmacy to to even where you could get to another pharmacy, maybe even longer. So,
what's kind of exciting about today is this is the before. I want all of our listeners to take in Raj before,
right.
because by the time we tape the next episode of the Pharm Girls,
right.
Raj will have been on the road with us.
Yeah, which
that'll be
Lord
after.
Yeah.
Poor Raj. Yeah.
But it'll be good. But
it'll be so good.
For me too, this is the first time I will have been, I think, out in some of these rural communities too.
Yeah.
So it'll be new for me.
Yeah.
Even really to see what's out there.
Yeah, a bunch of city kids hitting rural Nebraska. Oh boy.
Yeah,
we're
gonna
gonna fall prey to all kinds of scams, cow tipping and snipe hunting and
yeah.
Oh yeah, snipe hunting. Gotta love it.
I do remember when I was first married previously in a previous life.
Yeah.
My ex-husband was from a small town.
Okay.
And we were getting ready to leave and someone said, hey, go ahead and pick some corn on your way out of town by our farm. And I was like, oh, do you just go pull it off there or what do you do? And you would have thought I'd made the funniest joke in the world because everyone was dying laughing. And I'm like, I'm from the city. I don't know how you pick corn, especially when it's in a field.
Right. Usually just pluck it off the shelf.
We'll see how we do if these cities are ready for us. Yeah, you pluck it off the shelf.
I don't know if rural Nebraska's ready for us, Raj, but we're going.
I'm ready for it. I had my first runs of my life P2 year, and everybody's like, "Oh, you gotta have this." I was like, "Can't say I've ever had it before, but I'll give it a try." It wasn't bad actually. I would definitely have it again. It was not bad.
When people move away, they do want the runs.
It's true.
Yeah,
you're right.
Okay, so when you're not doing pharmacy stuff or studying for boards or helping Jinxie to live the lap of luxury, this is your competitive power lifter, which is probably pretty normal for pharmacists, I'm assuming.
I don't know anything about it.
Stuff.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of them are. You're also a sponsored pickleball player and coach, which I used to live in Arizona, and there they had pickleball. I'd never heard of it before that. And so tell us a little bit more about these extracurriculars that you have. And
that's really cool.
What pickleball is. I know it involves a smaller paddle and a wiffle type ball. Other than that.
Oh, that's nail on the head right there. So I guess my two big enjoyments and hobbies are competitive powerlifting, which I have a meet coming up in August. I participated in the same meet last August, did well. I placed fourth overall. So we're going to try to place a little higher this time. It's been a fantastic journey. Just the individuals I've met on there, the different gyms I've visited. It's just a fantastic stress relief. It forces me to eat healthy and be good with my diet. So it's kind of a good little double bonus there. So I try to get in the gym for sometimes 6 days a week, hour and a half, 2 hours, sometimes keeping it at 2.5 hour mark. When I found my apartment in Lincoln, I had to make sure it was nicely between work and the gym, which it actually sits perfectly 6 minutes either way.
Nice.
I was ecstatic about that. And then as for pickleball, I picked this up probably first year of pharmacy school. I played college tennis before this, and I played tennis pretty much my entire life. Transitioned into pickleball, and it's huge now. The Omaha and Lincoln community are massive.
Really? Okay.
Kansas City is a little bit of a hub for it. But yeah, it uses basically think of it as a half-sized tennis racket, but it's a paddle then. So it's made of like a composite material as opposed to string, and then the ball is just a wiffle ball. It's a little bit more intricate than a wiffle ball. A wiffle ball is fine for now though, but it's just like mini tennis. It's like a fusion between like ping pong and table tennis, and then normal tennis.
Wow.
Is there less running than normal tennis? Yeah.
It depends who you play with, right?
I used to play tennis. Well, if
If
you
you
believe
play-
it or not, I used to play
Great
tennis.
question. It depends on who you play with. You play with me, probably going to be running a lot.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I think Raj is going to whip us into shape.
I feel like
He's gonna be an inspiration.
I'm not bringing any junk food to work from now
Oh,
on.
no.
Yeah.
No.
We've
We're
been
going to have
trying
a
to be
group
good.
outing when I get there. We'll have a group outing to the courts.
Yes,
when
I would love that. I don't even know where the closest pickleball. I don't even know where they are in Lincoln.
I just know a friend of mine who has a nonprofit just has a tournament for pickleball, and I was like, oh, what the heck? So then I friended Raj on Facebook, which he was probably like, okay, too soon, lady. But because I was like, he's moving here, and there's a pickleball tournament.
You
so,
got him connected.
Yeah, which
Look
I
at
had no
you.
idea.
I
So.
saw that. Is Joel Houston your friend? Is that your individual, or is there someone else?
No, my friend is KB. He has it's a Visionary Youth, which is the nonprofit that they're doing it for. So yeah, Visionary Youth. He helps mentor kids, and we do. I'm also a barber on the side, and so is he. And so we do. He does different events that I've worked with him with to get kids free haircuts and that kind of thing for back to school. And yeah, so he raises money for that.
I did see the request. I will be at a wedding. I was super excited when you saw that you sent me a pickleball
Yeah.
tournament. I was like, oh, blessed. That's what I want to pursue.
Yeah,
But
it was
I
like
will
he's
be at a
new in
wedding
town,
that
and
day.
here's an event. But yeah.
Well, and what you said, Amy, was that he's a sponsored pickleball player. What does that mean?
Yeah.
Yep. So I played a lot in the Omaha community, and one of my contacts there knew like the brand rep or one of the associates at Vulcan Pickleball out of Hot Springs, Arkansas. So she basically put my name in the hat. He reached out to me. I basically sent in an application. So I play for the company Vulcan Pickleball now in tournaments. Also, there's a company here called Chicken and Pickle. It's based out of, I believe, San Antonio, but I think they moved their headquarters up to Kansas City. Don't quote me on that. But it's so. Have you guys been to Topgolf?
Mm-hmm. No.
I haven't, which is, I'm ashamed to
No.
admit.
So it's like Topgolf, but pickleball. It's basically a huge event space. They have anywhere from 8 to 12 pickleball courts. They've got 2 full-service bars, full-service restaurant, yard games. It is a fantastic experience, and I wish that Nebraska had it and they would bring it up, but I knew some of the contacts at Chicken and Pickle, applied for their program, so I play for Chicken and Pickle as well. So I have all the merch and swag with Chicken and Pickle, and then the paddles and the equipment from Vulcan. So I play for 2 pickleball companies.
Nice.
Wow, that is impressive.
It's always so interesting what people do that you don't know about.
Yeah,
them, besides
that is so cool.
their
I
normal
love
job.
that.
One other thing I wanted to ask you about, and I'm going off script here too because I thought I had this in my notes, but I know that you are passionate about HIV and kind of the new things that are coming up with that as it pertains to pharmacy, correct?
Right.
So tell us a little bit about that and how you're passionate about that.
Absolutely. Great question. So I kind of fell in love with the HIV space through the infectious disease section of P3 year. I love infectious diseases, antibiotics, drug therapies. My bread and butter. I absolutely love that. Some of my friends hated it. They lived the cardio section. Wasn't really for me. I kind of sat in the ID realm. One of my greatest mentors, Dr. Joshua Havens, who works at the HIV specialty clinic, him and I are very close. And he kind of led me down the path of HIV and working with these patients. I got a chance to do a rotation, my second rotation, I think, in the HIV clinic, and it was an absolute blast. It was one of those experiences where I wanted to get there early and I wanted to stay late. It was such a great experience. Everybody was so genuine and fantastic, not just with me, but with the patients. And you could tell that when they were in there. All the patients knew everybody that worked there. Everybody was incredibly transparent and they knew everyone's names.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
What an experience. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a cool experience.
Yeah. Phenomenal experience. With the medications itself, not only with the patients, I love HIV pathology, how it works, what it's doing, how it's evolving. It's grown really from the 80s into what it is today, and the therapy we have, it really works well, granted with the adherence, and that's a lot of issues we're addressing with the new medication therapies coming out. But I'm looking to also pick up shifts either with the Nebraska AIDS Project, the infectious disease consultants. I'm really just looking around the Lincoln, Omaha, or other surrounding areas that have a need for a pharmacist in that clinic setting. And then from there, really specializing and really kind of getting into the weeds of helping these patients that may or may not be kind of lost to care.
That's awesome.
Which, that was when I was young, that was a big thing that was so big in the news at that time.
Oh yeah.
And
HIV was
so
something you died from.
Yeah, it was just a whole.
It was something you died from, and now, gosh, great pharmacists and caregivers like Raj take care of patients so that they can live long and happy lives. So that's really cool.
I love it. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, so we're going to play a game.
Yeah, let's play a game.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right. So everybody knows the game Would You Rather.
Right.
So we picked out a few Would You Rather scenarios, and I'll have Raj go first, and then you can go.
Oh, okay.
And tell us what you would rather do.
Okay.
All right. So Raj, would you rather constantly have to sneeze, but it never comes out, or have the hiccups for 4 hours a day?
Ooh, I would much rather have to sneeze throughout the day than have to hiccup. I absolutely hate hiccuping so much. So sneezing is definitely the best way to do it.
All right. Okay, Amy, what do you think?
I'm going sneeze also. And I am the loudest hiccuper, and it lasts forever. Yeah. People around me are just like, oh my God, this is so hilarious and ridiculous because I hiccup so loud.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would much rather sneeze.
All right. Yeah.
Okay, so what would you rather, sneeze or hiccup?
Oh, definitely. I'm solidly in the sneeze camp. Yes.
Sneeze.
I don't like hiccups either. I don't like hiccups. Sometimes I get them in they almost hurt. You know what I mean?
They hurt me. They hurt me. It's just, and then people have 10,000 things, and then Matt, my boyfriend, tries to scare me 9,000 times.
Okay. The great cures for hiccups.
Yeah. My sister swears you just swallow a whole spoonful of peanut butter, which is, and then you choke because you're trying to swallow.
Yeah, the hiccups are no longer a problem because you're choking to death.
Yeah. Or she says just eat and swallow a Reese's peanut butter cup.
Oh, I could do that all day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can do that all day too.
I love Reese's peanut butter cups. Oh, goodness. All right. Well, what's the next one, Amy?
Okay. Would you rather go back in time 1 year to talk to your past self, or go into the future to talk to your future self?
That's a great question. I would say I would go into the future. I feel like if I went into the past, we might not have this conversation come time for present time, right? So I would like to go into the future to see if the practices that I'm doing today really have an impact and see how far I go. So that's why I would rather go to my future self and see where I'm going to be in a year than go back in time.
See, and I think this is different because of our age difference.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we're old enough to be Raj's moms.
I was going to say favorite sisters.
Yeah.
Favorite older
your best
sisters.
Aunt. Yeah, your best aunt.
Best aunt.
Yeah. But I would go back and talk to my past self and be like, girl,
Get
what was
together.
happening? Yeah, get it together. There'd be a a few times, I'd
Yeah.
be like, okay,
Yeah.
let's get this together. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel more confident about my future self.
Yeah. Boy, I can see advantages of both. I can see
Yeah.
advantages of both. It'd be kind of nice to go back to my past self and say, everything's going to be okay. It's all going to work out the way it's supposed to. Life is good. So you should see us now.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And I try very hard to live life without any regrets.
Okay.
And I have a few. And, if I could go back and repair those, it'd be worth going back.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Next one. Ooh. Okay. Are you right-handed or left-handed, Raj?
Righty.
Me too.
Me too.
Yeah. Okay. So would you rather have to use your left hand to eat or to write? Can't use right hand at all.
Oh, easy question. For sure to eat instead of to write. So
Okay.
I saw this documentary a while ago of like ambidextrous people
Yes.
or like better neural connections, this, that, and the other. So I was like, oh, this is super cool in high school. So I was like, all right, every night when I brush my teeth, I'm going to use my left hand. And I was just not cleaning my teeth well after that. So yeah, it was super awkward. It's tough. Try it tonight.
Okay.
When you go, just
I
try
will.
to do just normal activities. You wouldn't like whether it be stirring pasta or be careful with the knife, but like chopping vegetables, it is significant.
Yeah, I feel like I'm not trying that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Be careful with that one. But yeah, brushing your teeth though, oof, it was tough. It was tough.
That's funny. So
I feel like with an electric toothbrush too, that could get hairy. Like, I'm on the wrong direction going. Yeah. Which my mom does things with both hands. She eats left-handed and writes right-handed.
Yeah.
But she does other stuff with her left hand too.
They say that's a sign of intelligence, really high intelligence, when people are ambidextrous. Yeah, my husband, he's
thing.
he's a lefty, but he plays golf right-handed, bowls right-handed.
Yeah.
He does. Yeah.
I would also rather eat with it. I feel like writing is just going to take so much effort and time.
Amy,
No?
you know that even when I eat with my right hand, I make a mess.
So you're thinking.
So I'm
no-go.
thinking I'd rather. I think
You're going to
left would be bad. Well, maybe it'd be a good diet plan.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'd have to have a bib if I'd have to literally wear a bib if I was going to feed myself with my left hand because
I love it.
I'm a hot mess with my dominant hand. So whatever, Sometimes it's like, well, yeah, that's about right.
That's what I'm wearing today now.
We usually wear lunch every day. Every day.
Okay, this next one is more for you two, I'm going to go with.
Okay.
So this one is, would you rather mix a TPN or counsel a patient who does not speak the same language about a drug for impotence?
All right, a little bit more pharmacy based. What was that first part?
Mix a TPN.
Yeah.
Mix and compounded TPN. So TPN was one of my worst sections.
Okay. Yeah, Marcia said it was fun.
Some pharmacists swear by it and they're really, really good at it. Some other pharmacists I've worked with, they just will not touch it. So I am in that latter camp where if I see a TPN, I'm going to have to go to my books, go to all the resources, double check everything. So I would rather counsel a patient on a med on impotence that doesn't speak English. I've had a lot of success counseling patients that don't speak English, not on impotence, but I'd be willing to try
And give it a whirl.
There would be some hand signaling.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you on the TPN. I would much rather counsel the patient and muddle my way through some kind of demonstration or visualization of the counseling for the impotence drug.
Yes,
Without
absolutely.
a doubt.
I don't know anything about mixing TPN, so you probably don't want me to. So I would probably just rather counsel the patient because I'm kind of like whatever, so it wouldn't bother me probably at all.
No.
I'd be like, let's give it a whirl. Here we go.
I don't think Amy doesn't embarrass easily. I think she's just kind of like, well, that's the way it is, you know?
Yeah.
It's gonna
And
be
I
my
love
goal.
that.
It's gonna be
I
my
love
goal
that
for
about
the year. Get Amy embarrassed to the NPA.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think you can do it,
What are
Raj.
the learning objectives?
We're
How
going
do
to
we
need a
measure
report
that?
on that at the end
How
of
do
the
we
year.
measure that? Yeah, no, I don't think you can. Amy's always very composed and I don't think anybody can embarrass you.
I don't know. I mean, Meredith that works on this show with we're on the podcast, who helps us produce a podcast. She would maybe know, but yeah, she probably knows. I'm kind of like, you could ask me anything and I'll be like, yep, let me explain that to you.
Raj, we'll have a conference with Meredith, okay? And
we'll
find out what the Achilles heel is.
Yeah, she worked with me for a long time also. So
yeah, that's a good idea. We'll check with Meredith and see how to embarrass Amy.
Okay. Well, I think that is all we have for today with Raj. We're super excited. We'll probably have Raj back on the show again because he's going to be with us for the next year.
Poor guys, he's going to be a Pharm Girl.
He's going to be a Pharm Girl. The new Pharm Girl, the third Pharm Girl. Because this is the first time we've had a fellow at the NPA.
Yes.
So this is a whole new thing.
First fellow, first guy.
Yeah.
First fellow, get it?
Oh.
Yeah, he's a fellow. He's a fellow.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah. No, Raj, we're so excited to work with you.
I'm very, very excited.
Yeah.
A few more weeks and we'll be up there.
I know. I can't wait.
I know. This is going to be great.
Yeah.
Looking forward to working with you and bringing your energy and your new ideas to our office. So it's going to be fabulous.
Yeah. I love your enthusiasm. So it'll be fun to have good energy.
It sounds like he's going to be a positive influence on us. Maybe we will eat better.
We'll eat better.
Exercise.
Right.
All the things we're supposed to do.
Calisthenics. That'll be great. We'll be power lifters by the end of the year.
Yeah. Well, okay, so I don't really know much about powerlifting, but is there like a weight goal, is a certain weight that your goal is, or is...
Yeah, how do you win this coming
So it depends on your score. So this is how our competition coming up in August is measured. So it's per your body weight and how much you lift. So let's say I weigh in at 170 pounds. And let's say after 3 of my lifts, my bench, my squat, my deadlift, I total out anywhere from 1,300 to 1,400 pounds total.
Okay.
Then they basically have this formula they use, and they figure out your score per pound. So if you have a 400 or 500 pound individual putting up 1,300 pounds as a total, their score is going to be lower than somebody at 170 pounds putting up a 1,300 total.
Okay, gotcha.
So everybody lifts in the same, just for this there's a variety of different ways to score it.
Okay.
But in this competition, everybody goes in the same flight. And then at the end, depending on what your score is and what you weighed in at, and we weigh in a day or two before the meet or the day of the meet, depending. And then they calculate your score at the end. So that's how you, and then per score, that's how you win.
Okay, that's very interesting.
Yeah,
I'm glad we asked.
Well, we hope you win too.
Yeah, well,
hopefully that's the goal.
We'll be cheering you on
at the NPA too.
Yeah,
we'll be cheering you on without a doubt.
Yeah,
we'll be cheering you on. And so, where is the competition in August?
It is actually down here in Kansas City.
Okay, yeah.
So I'll just
very
come
good.
down here that Friday, Saturday.
Yeah.
That's actually where I'm going right after we wrap up here.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Nice.
All right.
It's a fantastic experience. It's great. I'll have to show you guys the gym there. You guys will love it. It's fantastic.
Okay. I can't wait to see it.
And
fun. We can't wait to work with you, Raj. So
thank you so much
thanks for being
on the show today.
Yeah. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You guys have a wonderful day. Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
You bet. Thanks, Raj. We'll see you soon.
We'll see you soon.
Take care, guys.
Bye.
Okay, bye. Okay, so by the time this episode airs, we will have already hit the road and headed to Scottsbluff and North Platte for the ACE Tour.
Yeah.
But not to worry. Hastings, Lincoln, Norfolk, and I always think I say that wrong.
That's
and
right.
Omaha, we're coming for you.
We're coming for you. You bet.
Yeah. And along the way, we're stopping at pharmacies. Like I said, I was in Kearney, so we're going to be hitting all the pharmacies that are in the meds program. And also, if you're just a pharmacy somewhere out there, we're going to come visit you. There's 500 of them throughout the about-ish.
Plus all the hospitals.
Yes. Yeah.
So excited.
Yeah. So we're going to stop in, say hey, see what's up. Have you talk to us and ask some questions if you want to. And we're excited to do that. So tell us a little bit about what is the ACE Tour we keep talking about?
Yes, the ACE Tour. So you know our tagline is advocate, educate, connect.
Right.
We decided to mix it up a little bit and make it advocate, connect, educate.
Right.
So it's, the ACE Tour. And what we're going to do is we're going to talk to people, members and non-members alike are welcome to join us for the ACE Tour. It's kind of the trifecta of a great restaurant, some networking opportunities, get to meet us and other staff members that are going to go along with us.
Yeah.
And then we're going to have some education.
Yeah. So we'll have a speaker at that.
There'll be a speaker.
Yeah. Doing a
great
program
food,
for it.
great program, and great networking.
Yeah. And networking with us, networking with other people in your area.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And again, it's members and non-members. There is limited seating with it, so you do have to make sure you register. The best way to do that, obviously, if you are a member, you get the daily dose. We keep you up to date on it with that. So that's a great way to stay up to date on where it's going to be and how you register.
Right. So I think people can also find it on our website, and we'll be putting information out on Facebook so that people can register for the events in advance. I think you have to. I think registration is required at least 24 hours in advance.
Yes.
So that they can have final, counts for dinner.
Count for dinner. Yeah.
And looking forward to it. It's really going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So our first, or our next one that's going to be in Hastings is going to be on July 12th. It's from 6 to 9 p.m. It's going to be at the Blue Fork Kitchen, in Hastings. And this one is going to be on Rexulti. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Plus antidepressants. Better together for patients with MDD who have a partial response to antidepressants alone.
Right.
So that's what they'll be talking about that night.
Yes, absolutely. So on July 19th, at 6 o'clock, we're going to be meeting here in Lincoln at Momo's Pizzeria and Restaurante.
Yes. Delicious.
We love their food.
We do.
Yeah, and the topic is going to be initiating an LAI, learning about a maintenance treatment option for adult patients with bipolar 1 disorder.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. So long-acting injectable information. So that's always good to know.
And then our next one is going to be July 26th at 6 o'clock. Again, this one's in Norfolk.
Yeah.
Norfolk? You used to live there, so how do you say it? Because I feel like I'm always saying it one way or another.
I always said that, and remember, I didn't grow up there.
Right.
So I think that it's one of those places that only the locals pronounce it wrong.
Oh, okay.
They call it Norfolk.
Norfolk, okay.
Yeah, but it's not spelled that way.
No, I was Norfolk.
Yeah, I always call it Norfolk.
Okay.
Because I wasn't
Norfolk.
from there.
Okay. Okay, well, we're going to go with that.
Yeah,
so
Norfolk.
that one again is July 26th. It's at the Black Cow Fat Pig Pub and Steak, which is a great name. You said it's delicious also.
It's so good. The food is delicious there. Absolutely.
Yeah. And then this one's going to be the role of pharmacogenetic testing in psychiatry.
Such a hot topic. I'm really excited for that presentation too.
Good. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And these and the thing is obviously the dinner and everything is great, and it's also going to be cool presentations that people can learn new stuff at. So
absolutely. So, our last stop, as we make our way across the state, is August 9th. Okay. At 6 p.m. We haven't figured out the location yet, but we will get that information out as soon as possible. But I'm really excited because this is going to be a presentation on the overview of autosomal dominant polycystic kidney disease.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a mouthful. Yeah, and that one's in Omaha.
Right. So completely different topic than the others.
Right.
And people are welcome to come to any or all of them.
Yeah, you could. I mean, depending on where you live. It
sure.
might be just as close one or the other.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And then, so that's kind of what the ACE Tour is. Again, we'll look forward to seeing people on our way out there. We'll also be doing a few little live videos as we travel across the state. The two of us, nuts in a car. So, for the Pharm Girls. So we'll keep you updated on our travels.
Absolutely.
And another webinar that we have coming up. So this one is an online webinar that we're doing. Wednesday, July 13th at 7:15 is the Sharps Compliance webinar. Yeah. And that one is now, what do I do with that? And that's, which we get a lot of those questions.
Yes.
How to dispose of medications at your pharmacy. How hospitals and pharmacies get rid of waste. So, which we, again, get that call, or we get the call, can we do that with the meds disposal program?
Right.
And can't. That's for consumers only. So this will be a great webinar that you should tune into.
Yeah. It'll be. We get a lot of questions, like you said, about what do I do with expired inventory or inventory that I no longer need or want or whatever. How do I get rid of it? So Sharps Compliance is going to let us know, how to safely and legally dispose of inventory waste.
Right. And sometimes we get people cleaning out the basement at pharmacies.
Absolutely.
And they're wondering, what do I do now?
Right.
Yeah.
What do I do with this stuff? Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So earlier we mentioned a little bit about the Fall Forum, which we've got coming up again. So tell us a little bit about that. That's coming up in October.
I'm so excited. You know, we had so much fun with the Fall Forum last year, and the Fall Forum is a members-only event.
Right.
It is absolutely free.
Right. So it's a good, become a member, and then this is free to you. It's a great event. So it's worth becoming a member for.
Absolutely. It's 100% virtual.
Yeah.
We're going to offer a lot of CE, a lot of continuing education.
Right.
And I'm excited to do the welcome box again.
Yes. Which I was newer back then, and we did the welcome box, and it was so fun to get the box made and find what all goodies people, all sorts of sponsors are giving us stuff to put in it, and then we get all sorts of fun goodies to put in it. And the first, I think, will be 150 members that register for the Fall Forum will get a free box shipped out to them.
Box of free goodies, pens, pads. We had some demo pens. We had all kinds of
over-the-counter products.
We had playing cards last year.
NPA playing
little
cards.
Journal, hand sanitizer. Oh, and the over-the-counter products.
Over-the-counter products.
Really cool tumbler.
Johnson,
super cool tumbler.
So you get all sorts of fun stuff.
Free
some
snacks.
Snacks.
I almost forgot about the snacks. How could
you got
I do
snacks so that when you were at the webinar, you could be having a little munchie.
Yeah. So we're sending out this little box of free goodies to the first 150 people that register, and of course you have to be a member. So I'm really excited about the Fall Forum. We had great speakers last year, and we're planning great speakers for again this year.
Yeah. Okay, so we want to thank everyone for joining us today. Now we do have a joke. Yeah. As always, Marsha's got a joke for us.
Yes.
And I didn't get a in advance of this joke, so I'm just going with it. It's appropriate because sometimes I have to watch her.
I think you're gonna like it.
Okay.
I think you're gonna like it.
Okay, lay it on me.
All right. So, what is a computer programmer's pain med of choice?
I don't know.
Coding.
Okay, I'm gonna go home and tell Matt that one. He might get a giggle out of that.
I think he would. That was sent to us by an alert member who is going to get a tumbler.
Nice. Okay.
Yes. So I thought it was cute.
That's a cute one.
I thought it was cute. I thought it was cute. So yes, thanks. So if you have a joke, send it to us. We'd love to share it on the air and send you some swag.
Yeah. Well, again, thank you, everyone. We will see you next time on
Pharm Girls.